Hello, children. How are you all? I welcome you all in the online classes series. Today, we'll read a new chapter. This is chapter number 6 in our literature book, Children of India, written by Ruskin Bond. You all know about Ruskin Bond. He's a very famous author. He has written many stories, many poems for basically mainly for children. Okay, and so this is another beautiful story written by Ruskin Bond. So let's start with the story. Children of India. They pass me every day on their way to school, boys and girls from the surrounding villages and the outskirts of the hill station. This story is about a hill station. Means life of hill station, the way some children in India has to struggle to go to their school. They have to climb a mountain, cross a river. Like they has many struggles, but still they go to their school. Here you have many facilities like transporting facilities, buses. You have your own vehicles by which you come to your school. But some places they don't have all these things. So here the author is narrating about the story of that place. The author is saying that those boys and girls from the surrounding villages and the scouts outskirts of the hill station. Outskirts is some places which are far from the center of town. So they every day they go to their school. There are no school buses plying for these children. They walk. They don't have any school buses. Rather, they walk themselves. For many of them, it's a very long walk to school, and for many of those students, this walk is really very long. Now, the author is telling about Ranbir. Ranbir? Ranbir is a village boy, a boy from the village, who is 10 years old, who has to climb the mountain from his village 4 miles distant and 2000 feet below the town level to reach his school. But he comes in all weathers wearing the same pair of cheap shoes until they have almost fallen apart. Ranbir is a cheerful soul. He whips to me whenever he sees me at my window. Now, the author is saying about Ranbir that Ranbir is a very cheerful boy, very cheerful soul. He always whips the author whenever he see the author at his window. Sometime Ranbir also brings cucumber from his father's field. The author pays him for the cucumbers, and Ranbir uses that money for buying his books or for some buying some uses that money in small things which are needed at his home. Many of the children are like Ranbir, poor but slightly better off than what the parents were at the same age. Here, the author is saying that many of the children like Ranbir. Here, a comparison is drawn between those children with that of their parents. The author is saying Maybe they are poor, but they are slightly better than their parents. How? Let's read now. They cannot attain the expensive residential and private schools that abound here, but must go to the government aided school with only basic facilities. Not many of their parents manage to go to school. They spend their lives working in the fields or delivering milk in the hill station. The lucky ones got into the army. Perhaps Ranveer will do something different when he grows up. Now, the author is saying that they are better because maybe they don't afford to go to the residential and private schools, but everyone must go to the government aided schools, which gives basic facilities. Their parents didn't get that opportunity to manage to go to school. They had to spend their lives working in the fields or delivering mail in the hill station. Those who were lucky, they have got into the army. Now, the author is saying that perhaps Ranveer will do something better or different when he grows up. Maybe the author has seen something different in Ranveer. He is yet to see a train, but he sees plane flying over the mountains almost every day. See, the choice. It's our choice what we want to be. So here Ranveer prefers to see flying planes than to see a train. How far can a plane go? He asked. Ranveer asked the author that how far can a plane go? And the author replies him that all over the world, thousands of miles in a day, you can go almost everywhere. The curiosity, curiosity, जानने की इच्छा कोई चीज़, this is very much needed if you want to achieve anything in your life. You have to be curious. You have to you have to be confident and curious. You should know everything, whatever is happening around you. So here these attributes are found in Ranveer. I will go around the world one day, he vows. I'll buy a plane and go everywhere. Now, Ranbir is saying that he will go around the world one day and he will buy a plane and go everywhere. And maybe he will. He has a determined chin and a defiant look in his eyes. The author is saying that yes, maybe he will buy a plane. Why? Because his look is very defiant and determined, very bold, very defiant. So, up to a few years ago, very few girls in the hills or in the village of India went to school. Now, the author is stating about girls that up to a few years ago, very few girls in the hills or in the villages of India went to school. They helped at home until they were old enough to be married, which wasn't very old. But there are now just as many girls as there are boys going to school. Author is saying earlier they didn't go to school. Rather, they helped in home or household works. And their age of marriage was not that old to be get married. But now the situation has changed. The number of boys and girls going to school have become equal even in the village areas. Now we will read about Bindra. Bindra is something of an extrovert, a confident 14-year-old who chatters away as she hurries down the road with her companions. Here, the author is after that boy, Ranbir. Now, uh, this is about Bindra, who is a extrovert. Yes, who is an extrovert and confident 14-year-old girl. You all know the meaning of extrovert. Very lively and very social and lively. Okay, who chatters away as she hurries down the road with her companions. As she's very extrovert, so she always chatters away whenever she going whenever she is with her friends. Her father is a forest guard. Whose father is a forest guard? Bindra's father is a forest guard and knows me quite well. The author is saying that his father knows him quite well. I meet him on my walks through the Deodar woods behind Lander. The author is saying that there is a forest of Deodar woods behind Lander. Lander, let me tell you about Lander. Lander is a small cantonment town.